We are live.
Woo! I'm just typing in Discord really quickly. Ah,
Hi, everybody. I'm TJ Lombardi.
and
Clearly,
I'm Richey Stevens. Thank you, TJ, for joining me today for this
totally
live takeover
right.
because we don't know where TJ's actually at.
I'm right here. That's
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Very likely story.
yeah. I mean, can't you tell? Like, come on. uh, I did grow some hair though, so
Okay.
that may be why you don't recognize me.
That's possibly it.
Yes, I
That
am
could definitely be
very
what.
much TJ Lombardi.
So no, I wanted TJ or well you to show up today, so that way we could.
It's TJJ. Did it
Yeah,
right.
TJJ, come on, come on. Because since you host the Dying Breed show and everything, where you talk with authors and everything, and I host Stats on Stats, it was just a lot of fun. And I figured, we could talk about what it's like to host a podcast where we talk with authors and all that fun shenanigans. Because it's a struggle sometimes. It is an absolute struggle with scheduling and also catching up on my TBR because what is a TBR at this point?
That ridiculously long list of things. And you know what's even worse is like I'll just go out and buy things on Audible so I won't forget about them.
And then
So
you forget about them.
well, no, then I'm like, oh, what am I going to listen to next? And I'll not remember, of course, and not necessarily forget about them because they're sitting right there in the library. But I'll just go browse Audible and be like, oh yeah, I totally want to listen to this series next, and start on another one. And then I see the other one sitting there. I'm like, shit.
Yes, Jay. Yes, that is exactly what it is like dividing by 0.
Yes.
Timothy, thank you for tuning in.
Yes. Well, Richey, tell us about Stats on Stats. So what is
So,
Stats on Stats?
Stats on Stats is a Lit RPG podcast that my best friend Joel and I kind of had been pitching the idea around for about 2 years before we actually got it off the ground. And I was a part of another channel called The Penultimate Conquest, and I'm actually still a part of it. And Ruben, the creator and host of the channel, was like, "Hey guys, I need show ideas." I was like, "Okay, hear me out. It's going to be very niche, but I want to talk about lit RPG books. I want to do my own show where I can talk with my best friend Joel. We could talk about or talk to different authors, whatever." And he goes, "Okay, what does that have to do with gaming and video games, or video games and movies and stuff like that?" And I was like, "Well, funny you ask. Lit RPG." And I just explained to him what lit RPG was. I showed him a few examples. I like screenshotted a few parts of like different books to show the different stat screens and quest prompts and everything. And he was like, "Okay, we'll see how it does." And after our second episode, because our first episode we had James T. Callum on to discuss Pyre Souls Apocalypse. After our second episode, where I think we discussed, I want to say it was Ritualist by Dakota Kraut, and the numbers kind of like skyrocketed a little bit. Ruben was like, "Okay, I'm gonna let you guys do your own show. Like, what's your schedule like? What do you want to do?" Because it was originally going to be once a month. Hi, Kyle. Originally it was going to be just like once a month, and then we went to twice a month, every other week, and we did like a little promo for it. I don't even know if I can still have that promo up, and it was fun. Yes, Magic School Bus. It is the perfect vehicle, and
I agree. That's why I
I
stole
will
it.
die on that hill.
Yeah, no. I mean, that is exactly why we fought, and I won,
Exactly.
and I stole it.
But so Stats on Stats, it originally was going to be just like a discussion where we just shared our thoughts on the series, what we liked about it, what we didn't like, etc. And now it's evolved into just a casual fun conversation with different authors and narrators. We have 3 different shows where 2 of them, or one of them, is just the 2 combined. So we have our Boss Encounter where we have the author on. We have our Bard's Tale, which is where the narrator shows up. And then we have Silver Tongue, which is kind of like a promo for when the book and audiobook, you know, comes out simultaneously. So we just kind of combined everything, and we've got a few other things in the works. We're just trying to get scheduling figured out because now that I have a few other projects I'm working on, I can't really. I'm running out of time.
I don't understand that at all. Not at all.
Yeah, what it was time management and a struggle.
Yeah, no, totally not something at all. Let's see. Is this about your podcast? It's been going on for like 30 years. Yes. Richey is secretly actually 50 years old.
Yeah, 58.
His skincare routine is magic.
It's that baby face.
Yep, I'm very jealous. I've asked for tips on the skincare, but he's a greedy bastard and keeps it to himself. So
yeah, I mean, I gotta keep the baby face going. It's about the moisturizing and everything like that.
I will see if I can get the baby queso.
But yeah, JD, we're just the life of doing a podcast, I guess, which in the pros and cons, because the pros definitely outweigh the cons, but some are like, whew, let's go. Casey's in the chat.
This is little baby queso Fundago. He is my foster Philip, and he is the newest addition to my zoo.
And then
Hello,
of course,
Katie.
I got Solar Satine here, so.
And yes, KT Rocks.
KT Rocks.
It is a foster win. He's kind of awesome, and he's hilarious. He makes really fantastic noises. When he's playing and chewing on bones and stuff, he sounds like an injured whale or something. It's fantastic. Yeah, JD 83. I mean, clearly, obviously, I mean, Richey's 58. You're 83. I'm actually 760, but
and you have a bird behind you.
I do. That's little Luberb. And yeah.
Derek asked who my favorite guest was.
Oh,
all right, so that's one of our mods. That's Derek. That's our Zeckler. We love him. I can't answer that because we've had so many amazing guests on.
Clearly, it's me, TJ Lombardi.
Yeah, obviously, TJ Lombardi, who has not officially been on the show yet.
No, I'm on it right now.
But I'm not actually doing this as a live stats on stats. We're in our off week.
Yes. No, you know what? He's worried that they'll write him into the book and kill him off if he answers. So
now I will say we've had a couple of reoccurring guests, which consist of HP Hollow, or Edie Sky, whatever you want to refer to her as she openly talks about that because she's just an absolute gem. Zach Johnson, the narrator, and Daniel Wisniewski. Those have been our top 3 reoccurring guests, I should say. Hi, Don.
Stats on stats, sadness.
I'm always sad.
Well, then you'd think it'd be easier to make you cry.
See, you say that, but I've cried enough to where I don't know if I can anymore.
Oh, I will make you cry.
As a squirrel? Dude, I love squirrels. Yes.
Yeah, Jay. I do think that Richey could be a squirrel mob. But okay, would he be the ones that are like riding on the wolves, or
would I be a part of Skeletal Fight Club?
Slingshot wielding squirrel mob.
Mm-hmm. Can I pick? All right, Zeckler, I'm gonna smack you. You're a 3-hour drive.
No, you're crying our books. Good, Don. Good.
But I wanted to thank TJ for, giving me my 2 copies of The Dying Breed.
JD would like to know how come you've never had the glass cock.
Because we just started interacting right before Dragon Con, and I'm still behind on scheduling.
How does he know you haven't had the glass cock? Squirrel bum video, that works. Thanks, Takeover. Anytime.
Oh,
Here for all the
yes.
great things.
Yes. Now, would it be a little ironic because one of my favorite gods in Norse mythology is Ratatoskr, and he's a squirrel.
Well, I mean, the squirrels are definitely the fighting force in this particular dungeon, run by like the greatest AI ever known. So
So I love doing the Stats on Stats podcast though, because I get to talk with so many amazing people, and even though I had gotten to talk with a lot of our guests and everything, seeing some of them in person still just filled me to the brim with anxiety. And like, these are people I've had on the show, interacted with multiple times over the year, like SL Roland. I play Apex with him a lot actually, and when we met him at DragonCon in person, it was like anxiety filled. So if you saw
they're
me walking around
humans, Richey. They're humans.
I know, but still, these are people who gave me escape. So
Oh, Kyle got in trouble for bullying you.
oh, Kyle, you're not bullying me.
According to Facebook, he is.
Well, TJ says worse, so it's okay.
Yes. Yeah, and it's all TJ.
Yeah.
TJ says all kinds of horrible things.
He does.
TJ,
TJ bullies me, but that's how he shows he loves me.
it is. Like, if TJ's not bullying you, does he even care? Like,
that's kind of the thing.
so I'd like to have you talk about a particular event that occurred at DragonCon.
Which one? Because there's a lot.
Yeah, no, I've got one in mind. It involves a bee.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, so the very first, Friday, to answer Don's question, J Boys next week, a week from today, is our next episode. So, who would I want? Matt Denneman, because he hasn't answered me yet. So the bee. On Friday morning, the first a real day of DragonCon, I guess, because everyone says the Thursday day is like super slow and not a lot really happens.
It doesn't count, yeah.
I had breakfast with Ryan DeBruin and TJ and a few others, and we were coming in from the breakfast area over to where the merch hall's entrance was, and I had a can of Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I went to take a drink of it while I was talking to everyone, and then I felt something squirming around in my mouth. A bee had landed on the actual opening of the can. So got stung on the tongue for the first day. And of course, Ryan DeBruin was, everyone says he's super nice. No.
Yes,
he was bullying me.
Ryan is the nicest guy ever.
And Ryan is. I love Ryan to death. He's actually one of my favorite people in the world.
That's good to say. How can you not bully someone in that situation?
Right. Well, and he was like, so you're a podcast host and trying to become a narrator. People are definitely going to take you seriously now. I was like, thanks. I appreciate that. That's not, increasing the anxiety. Oh my God.
And how many people offered to suck the poison out?
Zero.
Lies.
Zero. You did 2.5 hours later.
That's because my job at that point was to break you. That was DragonCon. I had been given a quest, break Richey. So I had to say as many things to try to break you as possible. And I did. Like, every day I successfully broke you at some point or another.
Yes, I think the one that got me the most was probably right before the fantasy dating game. Right when you were about to sit on my lap.
Ah, yes.
Because here I am talking to Kristen and Sean, and then here comes Geneva, and I was like, oh God, no.
Yes, JD. Yes. No, I just take my quest very seriously. That's all. Got to get that XP.
We had that talk before that you were like, oh no, that's my goal. That's my goal.
You issued a challenge. You don't issue a challenge and
I
then
didn't
not
issue a
expect me.
challenge. I said, oh, it's going to be very easy to break me. And you're like, okay, cool. Let's see how easy.
I remember it differently. I remember it being like, I'm so nervous
Oh,
for
I am
Dragon
fucking
Con,
nervous.
and
That's
I'm gonna
I've
break
never.
one there, and I'm like, all right, okay, and then you're like, no, don't break me. I'm like, yeah, cool, yeah, exactly. You don't half-ass a quest. You have to complete the quest, and you want that bonus XP for completing it really well.
One of the questions was, "What's up with Matt Dinneman?" There's there's nothing up with it. It's just he's super busy, and I haven't harassed him enough yet. But I did get to hang out with him a lot at Dragon Con, and that was actually a lot of fun.
So, Jay, I will get to see Jay very soon, and Kelly, his wife, they're coming to Vegas to come say hi.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, 20K 20K
20
bucks.
bucks. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's I've heard is the convention, but also the one where everyone gets sick like immediately after. So
Well, I already got COVID from Dragon Con, so I feel like I've got my bases covered.
I surprisingly didn't.
Oh, I definitely did. Very much so.
I felt sick for like one day afterwards, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just the post-con depression. And then I just put a book in, and I was like, oh well, whatever.
Yeah. I thought maybe when I first started not feeling well that it was just, the lack of sleep, all the running around drinking, lack of sleep.
Right.
We get to Alaron's house on Tuesday and we're all just hanging out. And I'm like, he's got the most comfortable couch in the world. I'm sitting on that couch just like melting. I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna sleep.
I would love to go to Vegas. That sounds like
Yes. I
it
wish
sounds
you
like
could
fun.
go, KT. Actually, you know what? I wish they didn't allow smoking indoors and then you could go. Because, yeah, I'm also not a fan of all the smoking indoors.
Oh, fucking Stephen Landry. I do not have super immunity. I have the worst immune system. I think it's just because I have had COVID like 3 or 4 times that my body's just like, fuck it.
Yes, this is my first year getting to go to Vegas, so I'm excited for it and to get to see everybody again.
Yeah, and find a way to make me cry.
Yeah, no, I will accomplish making you cry. That one
I'm
you
gonna be
did issue,
overloaded.
so
Oh God.
yeah.
Just I don't.
Star Carrier.
Zachary, shut up.
See, KT gets it. She said that was a challenge, and she gets it because it was clearly. I had the prompt box pop up and everything.
Okay.
I
All
stepped
right.
to the
All right.
quest. Yep.
Well, we know the system AI hates me, so.
You can't take that back.
Oh,
Regrettably
Steven,
say
she's already
that.
broken me multiple times. It was a
Oh,
daily occurrence.
so okay, so I've got another quest. That's the follow-up quest to break you again. I can do this. Yeah.
Break fast. I know it's breakfast, but I'm saying break fast for that one.
To break him for 3 levels.
Jesus.
KT, you've been also offered a quest. Would you like to break Richey and level up?
I feel like this live takeover should have just been called the bullying session with Richey. And
I mean, as TJ Lombardi, I personally think that it's important to bully you regularly. So,
I mean, that's fair.
Oh, harass you? Yeah, no. Kelly and I, we've been plotting for years how to get you. Yeah.
And Jay, see, here's the thing. We didn't even get to like coordinate anything at Dragon Con against you. So, because I was there, I was trying to help.
And by help, he means like plant seeds.
Seeds of Deception.
Yeah, sure.
I've been listening to way too many books.
That's on my list.
Oh, it's so good. It is so good.
I loved her Frith Chronicles. So, yeah, she can write. I love Shammy's work.
Shammy is absolutely fantastic.
Kyle's gonna help make you cry. See, we've
got
multiple.
Kyle, what did I do to you?
We're forming a party for this quest. Since it is like a level 2 quest, since I've already completed the level 1 quest to make you, break you. Yeah, he's gonna help. So
why do I feel like that's gonna be just a panel for
Gildify Con 2024.
No, for
Can you make
Dragon Con.
can you
There's
make
not going to be Lit RPG Under the Sea this time. It's going to be Lit RPG Bully Richey.
Well, I mean, oh, by the way, everyone, if you haven't yet, please send Richey feet pics. He loves them.
For the love of God, fucking do not. Please.
He absolutely for the person who
No.
sends the
No.
S1, I will personally buy you a copy of Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 1 in either paperback, ebook, or audiobook, your preferred choice there. Just send Richey all the feet pics, all of them.
Thank you, KT. I love you.
Thank you, KT. I know I've been working out and growing hair.
I hate this already. Zeklar can't even spell my name right, and it's on screen.
It is. So, Kyle, when are you writing that?
I have a ton of great titles. I have an absolute ton of great titles. Like, I thought Tears of the Kingdom for Zelda was a good name. Like, I thought it was a good name, but I thought Revenants of the Sky would have been better because you spend a lot of time up in the air.
Yeah, this is true. I didn't think Tears of the Kingdom was a great name. The game was nice, but
I think it's a little ironic they announced it on the day of the Queen's funeral.
Knew what you meant. You would request. It's part of the quest.
Oh my god!
So,
hi, Josh.
For any that may have missed it, you can find Richey on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and he loves getting feet pics. Favorite?
I do not. I hate it. I hate feet.
JD, I offered yesterday, I will happily co-write this epic lit RPG book with you because I think that speed dating, sumo-thong, disco dancing style lit RPG is the next big thing. So
Judas Priest.
Ready to stand to lit RPG. Don't rush me. Well, Kalen is working on his Krampus lit RPG book. So yeah.
Speaking of Santa, what was it? CJ Timms? Is that his name?
Yes.
Just had his book on audio come out, and it was actually a really fun listen.
Yeah, he's such a good guy.
Because I have no form of storytelling. Like I've tried writing, and it just doesn't do it for me. I like reading more and doing voices because theater kid. So that's why I'm dipping my toe into the narration game.
So Jay wants to know why you haven't written any of these great titles.
I just answered that. Because I have no storytelling aspects. Joel's okay, so Joel is the story like teller of the group for us. So he's actually writing his own book right now. I need to yell at him because he's not been writing. And he told me to. He told me to yell at him if he doesn't write. And now that Dragon Con's over, I can yell at him.
But are you yelling? Because like as a motivational speaker myself, the yelling is a very important part of.
Yes, I am yelling. I say, Joel, get back in there and get your bitch ass fingers typing. And he doesn't. He sees that as a challenge. So, Josh, next guest is Jay Boyce 1 week from today. We're going to be talking Lotus Lake and Touch of Power.
So we've got about 5 minutes left here. So stats on stats. What's your big goal for it?
Stats on stats. Big goal is honestly just bring people enjoyment. We're not like monetizing it or anything like that. I'm not really expecting income from it. It's just a fun thing for Joel and I to, talk about these books that we love so much and that have given us, like the escapes we need. And that's one of the big reasons I wanted to talk about or do it was because like starting with the land was my first lit RPG. So, it really brought me out of a really hard time for me and gave me an escape. And I mean, with over 80 hours of content, it really just gave me that nice little like pull. So, Josh, message me. I will recommend a ton of books or something. I'll get you. I got you, buddy. I know you and we've interacted a few times in the Lit RPG group, and you have good taste. So we'll compare a couple books or something, and we'll talk.
The The Land was also my first lit RPG, and I think since then I've maybe read only like 3 or 4 non-lit RPG books, and
I
that was a long time ago.
yeah, in order of what my like I guess my list for like books I remember very very thoroughly was I started with The Land and then I was just on that Nick Podell kick.
Yeah,
So
that
I
was the
went
same with me.
to A Mark of Kings, which is by Bryce O'Connor and Luke Chimolenko,
Mhm.
and then dove right into all of Andrew Rowe's books at that
Yeah.
time, which this was like 2020, like early 2020.
I think Andrew Rowe's books were like the ones I went to right after The
Mhm.
Land because I was the same. No, you know what? It was Patrick Rothfuss and then Andrew Rowe.
I
Like
was
it
on
was.
that Nick Podell kick and I just
Yep.
couldn't shake it. And then Joel's like, "Okay, you need to
Great.
do like what RPG and stuff." Um,
Yeah. It's no, there's I mean, Nick could read the phone book and I'd listen to it. He's
same.
amazing. Yeah.
But then I just I went into Divine Dungeon. I started Divine Dungeon and Joel had me do he goes, "All right, read Divine Dungeon, then Completionist Chronicle or book 1 of Ritualist, then do second book in Divine Dungeon and just like kind of balance them out until I get caught up." And then I dived into everything else. But no, it's just a fun podcast where we can just get on here, have fun, talk with people, and enjoy the community because that's what we love.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you doing it
I
because
thank you.
we all enjoy lit RPG as well.
Yeah.
So let's see. Um, his favorite
God
podcast.
damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
I think probably me too. I mean, I harass other podcast hosts, but none of them squirm
No,
like you.
not only does Derek do that, but he also makes a giant list of guests he would love to see on the show, and it just builds our scheduling so much more. Love it.
So you said Matt is one that you'd like to get on the show. Who else?
Let's see. Matt, Luke Chimolenko at some point. I would love to get a hold of him. Dakota,
Did you
James
get to meet
Hunter.
Luke at Dragon Con this year?
Yeah, you introduced me.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. I think it was like I think it was Friday you
Yeah,
introduced me to him.
he's a sweet guy.
So he was an absolute delight. And then of course I got to meet Will at Lit RPG Under the Sing. Ryan Tang, definitely. Who is my go like audiobook or author wise? Because I don't want to answer either one of them. I can give you a top like 5 in no particular order.
Okay, let's hear him.
Okay, so if we're doing Lit RPG, we'll go Aileron, Dakota, Matt, James, and Steven.
Oh.
So, and Demi. I gotta put Demi on that list. I can't not put Demi on that list. And then for narrators, I don't really know because like there's obviously the big ones. Nick, Travis, Jeff, Justin are like all ones. Anytime they put a book out, I'm most likely gonna
On it.
have it in my it's gonna be in my library. And yes, Jazz Caggio's on the list too, but meh. We've had him on the show actually, and he is a delight. We need to do the big Artem episode at some point.
Big Derek, it's a pleasure putting it all together.
And yes, everyone, let's give a round of applause for Geneva because she has been awesome. And this con wouldn't happen without her. So, and I am Sith. I'm too unemotional or emotionally imbalanced to be a Jedi. So, Sith, hands down. And I'm talking Old Republic Sith. I'm not talking Galactic Empire.
I'm gonna get so much hate.
You don't like Star Wars?
I don't like Star Wars. I don't.
That's fine.
I just don't. Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. I won't harass you.
I get a slow clap. Yes. Yes. I'm much more a fantasy person than a sci-fi person. I do like some sci-fi, but yes. All right. We are at time now. I am TJ Lombardi, author of The Dying Breed. You want to hold up my books, please? Yes. You can find me online and you can harass me and wonder where my hair went after this. And Richey?
I am Richie Stevens. I'm the host of Stats on Stats. To answer Derek's final question, no, the Galactic Empire would absolutely stomp the Starfleet. Just saying. But I'm the host of Stats on Stats. Quack, quack, Steven. You can find me on Twitter. And yeah.
And for Steven as well, because you said quack, quack, I've got to do this. Swiss cheese. All right. It was great to be here. You guys have a great rest of your day. We have another panel coming up here in about 15 minutes. We have Pants Aren't Required to Write. And I will tell you who's on that one in just a second here.
Isn't Harmon on that one?
We have Eric Ugland, Harmon Cooper, Kevin Sinclair, and JJ Ackernett. So,
all right, so everyone go harass Harmon for me, please.
Yes, and the hamster beanie stays on.
And hamster beanie does stay on.
Yep. All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.